Hey, what is up guys, Awesome Bomb here. In this video I'm going to discuss my top 5 favorite games that I've played in 2015. These are all new games to me, so games that I've never played before, and they're also not actually games made in 2015, but games that I've played in this year. So yeah, there's going to be some pretty old games as well, so be prepared, you know. Alright, so let's not waste any time. So on number 5 we have Mass Effect 2. This is a game I played thanks to the quote-unquote free PlayStation Plus games. I actually played Mass Effect 3 before too, but I figured I might as well play 2. It's kind of a prequel to 3. It was actually quite enjoyable. I actually really liked 3, and I don't really get the hate for the ending of the game. I mean, I didn't even have the extended cut DLC, so I don't know. But I think Mass Effect 2 was a really fun game as well. I honestly do have to admit that Mass Effect 3 worked kind of better for me. I mean, Mass Effect 2 was a very big game, of course. There was a lot to do with Mass Effect 2, but that is kind of his problem as well. I mean, there are some things that I didn't really like doing, and it was just too tedious, like getting resources from planets and stuff like that. But other than that, I think Mass Effect 2 is a fantastic game, and it's as I said, definitely bigger than Mass Effect 3. So if you're looking for that kind of game, you know, a game that's really big, then definitely go for Mass Effect 2. But if you just like something a little less, complex, I guess, then you should definitely go for Mass Effect 3. Or if you just want to play Mass Effect in general, you know, I guess you might as well play all of them then. I mean, I haven't really played the first one, but if the first one's anything like the second and the third one, which were both really fun to play, then I guess you might as well play the first one. So, number 4, this may actually surprise some people, Chrono Trigger. This is a game I've been wanting to play for years, and I kept hearing how Chrono Trigger was just a really amazing game, and you know, at some point I just figured I might as well just play it. I think this is actually in October. Yeah, this was in October, and when I first started playing this game, when I actually finished it as well. Oh man, Chrono Trigger left a very good impression on me. I mean, I think now that Chrono Trigger is probably the origin of all good JRPGs these days. I mean, this game is right up my alley. I really like RPGs, and especially the Japanese ones. It brings me back to Golden Sun, you know. Golden Sun is one of my favorite series. Golden Sun 2 is actually my second favorite game of all time. And Chrono Trigger really reminded me of why I like these types of games. Man, this game aged so well as well. I mean, sometimes you can't even tell this is a game from 1995, when I was born. I think this game is even older than me. I'm not even sure. I mean, this is a very good game. So if you have a chance to play this, you know, you could get it even for an emulator, for Nintendo DS emulator if you want. You know, just play it, just give it a shot. I think, just like me, it will leave a very good impression on you if you're a JRPG guy. Yeah, I mean, I just highly recommend it. On number 3, we have a bit of an unpopular opinion, maybe. The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. So in this year I've been going through a pretty big part of the Legend of Zelda series. I mean, I've played A Link to the Past, Link's Awakening, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, and Twilight Princess. And Majora's Mask is one of my favorite games that I've played this year. And you know, not a lot of people seem to agree with that for some reason, and I don't even know why. I mean, I liked Majora's Mask better than Wind Waker, better than Ocarina of Time, better than A Link to the Past, and man, a lot of people hate you for that shit, but I don't care, man. Majora's Mask is a great fucking game, and it's really unique, you know. I mean, basically what happens in the game, and I'm not gonna spoil anything big, so don't worry. Basically what happens is that the moon in the game is falling down, and you have to basically go through these dungeons in like 3 days, and 3 in-game days, that is. And as you progress, now actually the time goes in real time, so every, I think, minute in real life is like 1 hour in the game, so you have to actually be really quick as well. That's really crazy. I mean, this game, in terms of like apocalyptic games, I think this is by far the best one. I mean, when the third night comes, it just feels like fucking crazy. It feels like the world's really going to end, and the music, oh my god, it's like fucking nightmare fuel. This game is absolutely amazing. I really enjoyed it. And if you haven't played this game yet, and if you're for some reason interested, you know, give it a shot. This is a real fun game to play. So number 2, we have a game that actually barely made it on this list because I started playing it in the last week of December. It is Bayonetta. Man, I gotta say this first though, because I've been really obsessed with Hideki Kamiya. Basically, ever since I finished Okami HD almost three years ago, actually. Oh my god. I've been obsessed with that guy and his games. I mean, I think he is probably one of the most underappreciated developers in the fucking industry. I mean, he doesn't make any bad games, and Bayonetta is one of those not bad games, man. This is, wow. I don't even know where to start with this game. I mean, from the start, it sets up this mood that is so over the top and just ridiculous that it's freaking amazing. I don't know what to say. You know, I don't even know if there's a word to describe this game. It's just, it's crazy, over the top action, and there's a lot of goofiness, and man, this is a perfect game for me because I really love all of those things in games. And just the most important part of a game for me is that it's fun, and Bayonetta is exactly that. It's fun. It doesn't take itself serious, and you know, everything. I can't say a bad thing about this game. I mean, everything I liked about it, and this is a personal opinion because I know a lot of people who probably would just go insane because of all the goofiness and whatnot, and they couldn't play it anymore because of that. But you know, for me, for someone like me, I'm like, God, this game is like heaven. And funny thing is, the heaven in this game is the evil guys. Yeah. That's not a spoiler, by the way. But yeah, I mean, Bayonetta was just really fun to play, and I highly fucking recommend it. If you have a PlayStation 3 still, if you have an Xbox 360, if you have a Wii U, pick this game up, man. Even better for Wii U, when you buy Bayonetta 2, you get Bayonetta 1 for free with it, so that's even better. But you know, this game is awesome. If you have the chance to play this, fucking play it because it's amazing. And finally, on number 1. Oh boy. Okay, gotta get ready for this one. The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. And god damn, this game is really controversial for myself because the first 15 hours were such a drag and so incredibly boring. I mean, this game at first felt like absolute shit. No, okay, that's an exaggeration. But it did not feel good at all. It just did not feel like something for me. It was too serious and exactly pretty much the opposite thing of Bayonetta. It was taking itself too serious. Bayonetta was just like, I don't give a shit what the fuck I am. I just want to have fun. And The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess was more like, okay, I gotta be careful what I do here. I'm really serious about this. We gotta be careful. And you know, that is pretty much its problem from the start, that the game, it takes itself extremely serious, and I could not roll with that at all at first. Like in the first 15 hours or so, it just felt so incredibly boring. But later on, it got a fuck ton better, and it kept its serious nature, but in a way that it worked. You know, it worked for me. I wanted to know more about this game. I wanted to know more about the characters, how serious they were. I didn't give a shit about how serious they were at this point anymore. I just wanted to know more about them, and the characters themselves are just really good, really interesting, especially Midna, which you encounter pretty early in the game. I mean, she grows out to be probably one of my favorite characters that I've seen of this year. Number 1 probably goes to Bayonetta. Fuck it. I mean, this game is really, really good, and at the end, the payoff is just amazing. I mean, this is those types of games where it is a game in a very big franchise, and it could have ended the entire franchise with that game. And I honestly feel like that probably would have been the best idea to at least temporarily end the game and end the series, or maybe just come back to it later. You know, like in 10 years. But pretty much right now, they should have released like the next game in the series instead of releasing Skyward Sword like a few years later. But back to Twilight Princess. This game is really, really good, and you know, it is kind of like a Ratchet and Clank: A Crack in Time for me. It is basically a game that should have ended the series. That the ending was so good that it could have ended the entire series, but it didn't. it's okay. I don't mind, but still, this game would have been a really good end for this series, but they kept going, and whatever. If people enjoy that, that's cool. Not my problem. But yeah, Twilight Princess, great fucking game. It actually made it on my top 10 list 5 favorite games of all time. Holy shit, I couldn't get that out of my mouth. But yeah, this was a really good game, and whew, you know, probably the best Legend of Zelda game. You know, there was nothing bad about, okay, apart from the first 15 hours, there's nothing bad about this game. I mean, every single dungeon felt right. There's not a single bad dungeon was bad. In fact, all of them were really good. Even in the first 15 hours, the dungeons were just freaking amazing. But definitely the main reason why I kept playing it in the first 15 hours. But you know, the game gets a lot better from, like, I can't spoil the moment, but alright, let's just say Midna in Distress. That's the moment when the game gets better. The moment itself, Midna in Distress, didn't really work for me, but after that the game opens up and does an incredible job of keeping me interested all the damn time. But yeah, I mean, I can't say enough about this game. It's just a really fun game, fun, and just, man, it had a really fantastic story. This is probably one of the best Legend of Zelda games out there. So that is all for my top 5 lists of favorite games of 2015. Let me know in the comments what your top 5 favorite games of 2015 are. Doesn't have to be 2015 games, can be older games just like mine. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in whatever comes up next.